Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 16th, and look at this beautiful weather we're having. Whew. Man, I can't wait for summer, or even spring. I'll take spring. I'll take rain over snow. So we got a big day today. We got our board games for our game club at lunch. So let's get into today's vlog. So today we're talking all about value. I was watching Scott McKenna's live stream last night while I was editing, or just I was finishing up editing and starting to render. And he was taking kind of like some Q&A questions from his followers and his subscribers and things like that. And I wrote down a couple of them because a couple of them are really, really good. So one of the questions that was brought up was about value and how do you win, how do you win value, or how do you win customers, or how do you win business when you're in a slow period, or when you're struggling to get people to book. And that's kind of where I wanted to jump off with, especially like when you're starting out. It can be, at least for me, it's probably been a good 2 to 3 months since, about 2 months, I think. I think I'm coming up on 2 months since my last booking. Well, I've got a lot of irons in the fire. I just don't have anybody booking, and it can be very frustrating. Just know that it's a normal thing. However, what you need to kind of focus on is showing your customer the value of your services over someone else's, right? What do you do differently? And not necessarily like comparing yourself to other videographers, but talking to your clients, or potential clients rather, about the services you offer, why that's important to them, and that should tell them why they need to book with you. It's the classic features tell, benefits sell statement. We use this all the time at work. We're in the home entertainment industry, where, you've probably seen my shirt. I work for a third-party vendor that makes Comcast phone calls. And one of the things that we talk about all the time is you could tell someone over and over and over and over again that they're getting HBO, and it's only $10 a month or $5 a month instead of $15 a month, that their regular price. But the customer is not likely to say yes until you show them the benefit. The feature is the service is this price. It's on sale, right? That's a feature, right? The benefit of having HBO is, hey, did you realize that Game of Thrones is coming back on at the beginning of April? This is their last season. You're not going to want to miss it. Go ahead and get you signed up today, and you can catch up on all the previous episodes in time for the new episodes that launch in April. Let's go ahead and get you started, right? So like it's that sales pitch where you need to tell them, you have to tell them the feature, right? You have to tell them the feature, but telling them the benefit is what's going to separate you from other salespeople, other photographers, videographers, so on and so forth. So, for example, in videography, one of the big worries is what happens if I lose my film, right? What happens? Where do I go, right? Well, I back up the feature is I back up your films on 3 different locations. The first one is on my computer. The second one is on MediaZilla, and the third one is on a private server off-site. So in the event that I have a house fire, at the same time you lose your disc, the same time MediaZilla goes out of business, I can still count on my third party, my off-site source, my off-site server, to have your back. So that way, in those catastrophic failures, or in those catastrophic situations where house burns, you lose your disc, and giant corporation goes under, I've got you covered. And everything in between. It's that peace of mind that they want. So we got a busy day today. One of the things that I talked about yesterday in my changes and making changes vlog was talk about how I wanted to use my calendar app a lot more, kind of like a to-do list and stuff like that. Like I did last Friday, it just was a lot more productive, and the day went so much smoother, and I had a checklist of what I wanted to accomplish. And while I didn't accomplish all that stuff, I still felt like it was a solid day. I got a good amount of work in, and I want to do that for days that I have my 9-to-5 job. Obviously, I'm not going to get nearly as much done because there's an 8-hour gap in there where I'm not working on videography, but still having it organized to what I need to do the day before kind of sets me up for success going forward. So I went ahead and put in all of my stuff, my appointments and things like that, what I want to accomplish into my calendar. And the one thing is it doesn't look like a lot, but it's just keeping yourself on task, keeping yourself accountable. And this is just one of those ways to do that versus saying, this is what I got to do, and just having a mental checklist. Some people can do that. If you can do that, I commend you for it. I could never do that. We are headed to work. I think I might go ahead and stop for some Tim Hortons real quick, grab a sandwich and a hot chocolate because it is cold outside. One of the other things that you might think about doing while you're planning your business while you're putting together your business plan is list the reasons why customers should go with you, right? Just list them out, and it could just be like a bullet point list. It's better if it's a bullet point list. It makes it easier, at least in my eyes, it makes it easier to kind of digest. And this is really for your use only. And some of your value statements, things like that, you want to keep those for like objection handling and things like of that nature. So like, you're offering your videography service, right? And you've got, let's just say you charge $1,000 for the day for videography. And as far as your business plan is concerned, when you book a client to secure your date, they have to pay you a $100 retainer, which is, it's pretty standard having some type of retainer or whatever. It's common business practice. But one of the added value, or one of the values that you could offer to your customer, or value that you could offer your customer, especially, or your potential customer that is on a tight budget, maybe you offer them a discount for paying it off up front, or maybe you offer them a discount if they set up, a 3-payment plan versus a 5-payment plan. Maybe those monetary adjustments, obviously you'll have to make changes in your budget, make sure that you can afford to do that. But those little inconveniences where a client's like, what, I would really like to go with you. You'd love your work, but you're just out of my price range, right? You want to be able to have something to come back on rather than saying, I'll just lop off of this amount of money. You can say, I know you're on a budget. I know money's tight, and we just got done with Christmas, so money's extra tight. So how about this? Let's make up a payment plan, and I'll knock off X amount of dollars for your deposit. Or you could say something along the lines of, I'll match your deposit or whatever up to X amount of dollars. It's just those little bits of value that you can give to your customers that you don't want to offer up front, because not every customer is going to have that same struggle, and you still want to get paid for the services that you provide. But there are those instances where clients want your work, they really enjoy your work, but they just need a little bit more of a nudge. And I'm by no means recommending that you cut your prices just to get a client. But understanding a client's financial situation is extremely important. And while it's not, while you still need to make your while you still need to be paid for your services, and you have a certain price point that you're trying to hit to to grow your business and to keep your business strong, there should be that little bit of that little bit of wiggle room in there for those things. So again, not trying to tell you to completely cut your prices 100%, but you might be able, when you're first starting out, you might be able to gain a little bit of business here or there, and then once you kind of get the ball rolling, there'll probably be less and less of that as you go on. Oh, that's good. That hits the spot. So not all of your value propositions or value statements, features and benefits have to be physical things, right? So you don't have to say, you don't have to up the number of hours that you're going to be there or images you're going to give, or you don't have to necessarily do that unless that's something the client's interested in. And all these different value statements and features and benefits, the only way you gain these is through conversation with your potential client. You'll never get this, they'll never offer you this information, right? So when you're talking about how many images as a photographer you give your clients per hour, right? Most are between 40 and 60. However, if you run into if you're talking with a client and they're price checking everybody versus how many they're offering, how many pictures per hour they're offering, like, oh, well, I want to go with the one that has the most pictures per hour. That's not necessarily a good thing, right? More pictures per hour, you can only take so many pictures in an hour, right? There's only so many moments in an hour. But what you can come back and say, yes, I offer 40 to 60 images per hour. And the reason why I keep it at that close of a number and not go up to 80 or 100 is I want to make sure that every image that I take, or take all the images that I take, there's meaning behind it, right? That I'm not just taking the same shot over and over and over and over again. You may get multiple angles, and that's just to fit your needs and your style and what you like. And maybe they get printed in a certain format, and it looks better, the angles look better this way versus this way. So I can understand and get behind multiple different angles, but the reason why I offer 40 to 60 is because each image is custom for you as the client. I want to make sure there's meaning behind it and that the quality of my work doesn't diminish because I want to hit a certain quantity. So you're looking at more of a quality over quantity type of benefit statement. All right, so let's get to work. Like I said, we've got a busy day at the 9 to 5. Whole lots of trainings and coachings to get done. Wednesdays are our busiest day, so there's going to be a ton of people in the center. But we do have some good times. We do have some fun times planned. We've got King of Tokyo for our gaming club at lunch. So let's get to work and let's get it. Time for some lunch at Penn Station. Love this place. Best subs ever. Best chain subs, at least. Best French fries. Cool atmosphere. Nice and quiet. Get some work done. Get some good food. Great lemonade. So what I'm working on this lunch break is going through and looking at all the people that responded to my client call for a business video, because I'm trying to break into that market and that business, making commercial work, small commercial work, nothing huge, for local Dayton businesses and things like that. Primarily looking at wedding planners, videographers, filmmakers, and maybe even photography clients, and then also DJs and things like that. So I've got quite a few responses to go through. Originally I had typed up a kind of like a generic email that ask them to respond to me and saying like, oh, what makes your business, I think in there I asked like, oh, what makes your business, unique, and tell me, give me the elevator pitch essentially. And I was thinking about it on the way over here, and I was like, you know what, that doesn't actually sound, I don't think I want to do that, right? I don't want them to do the work. I should have to do the work. This is supposed to be like an experiment for how I'm going to reach out to potential clients. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do the research a little bit. So rather than picking 5 or 6 of them, I'm probably going to pick maybe 3 or 4 and research myself about those different companies. So we'll look at what they're doing, see if it matches up with what this project is meant to do, and if it's a good fit, then I'll send them a personalized email instead of a copy paste one, because that's how I want to run my business. So yeah, just kind of excited to kind of dive in. So let's get some lunch and see what we can do as far as this business venture goes. Cheers. So this is really cool. I get these messages from time to time from Amanda while she's at home with the kid. So she sends me a message. Just fell asleep, gonna have to wake him up to go get Eli. Look at that little dude. Look at that little guy. He looks so much like Eli in that picture. That looks like Eli. Just, aww. Cute kid. Cute kid. Gonna get him in trouble. Mark my word. Gonna get him in trouble. All right, so we just finished lunch. We're heading back to work. Gonna knock this rest of the day out of the park. Feel like we're doing pretty good, right? We got our list made up. Did a little bit of research on some of these companies, and I've got let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential clients that I'm going to be working with. Plus, then I've got Ashley, who I worked with last year. She was a wedding planner. She's phenomenal. She reached out to me about a month or 2 ago, asking for a similar project. But she was curious about getting the the video from the client that I had, and it's not that I didn't feel comfortable providing her with that video and like kind of chopping that up. I just don't think it I don't think it encapsulated the actual venue as much as it encapsulated the wedding itself. So I told her, I was like, I'd actually like to reshoot, another wedding or another event or a couple or whatever, to really showcase what your venue's all about, right? Like with an emphasis on the venue and less on like the bride and groom. Like that's still a thing, but you want to make sure that you're capturing more. And the other part of that is like I didn't get very good outside shots because it was downpouring. So I basically just told her, I was like, let's kind of reschedule this, for late spring, early summer when, it's not raining, flowers are in bloom, the sun's out. By then I should have a drone, so I can get some nice drone shots and things like that. And then maybe like kind of like get a few shots, get a few shots at some events, that she's hosting. So she was cool with that, and she thought that was a good idea. And then I'm also talking with another photographer, one of Amanda's friends, and I'm actually got an appointment set up with her on Friday that I just finalized today. I'm gonna meet her for the first time, kind of see, get that first interaction going. So that probably means, today's Wednesday, so that probably means tomorrow I'll have to put together some type of like faux contract type of agreement thing. Just because this is something that I want to pursue, and this is an opportunity for me to kind of test the waters. And all this is just going to kind of go through, countless rounds of scrutiny to try and, iron out the issues to the best of my ability within, 6 or 7 different examples or guinea pigs. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we had a pretty productive lunch. So, and lunch was good too. Always a fan of Penn Station. It's good food. And I broke my straw, so the straw doesn't work very well. Awesome. All right, guys, let's get back to work. All right, guys, we're gonna end the vlog here. Thanks for watching. We have a little bit more editing to do. I know. This is going to be a running joke. Now we've got the highlight reel. All the clips are kind of cut down. We just gotta line it up to the music and then render it. And then the final thing that we have is our 1 minute clip, or 1 minute. The final thing that we have is our 1 minute teaser trailer for Joy and Andrew, and that one will be out the door. So tomorrow should be done. It's so close. It's so close. Alright, guys. Had a pretty good day today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's technically our Friday. We've got Friday and Saturday off. So we'll got our 9 to 5. We'll put together the same list that we did today. I'm pretty impressed with what we got accomplished today. So yep, hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.